Hi everyone, Boomer here, and I have a confession to make. I am a colossal wuss and should have been playing advanced ages ago. Now with that in mind, I was asked by one of my subscribers, Chronic Pants, to join him and his fleet Sector 31 ANTKB for a run on Cure Advanced. So I decided, well, why not? And joined in. Now I have no clue what I'm doing immediately, but Chronic Pants playing here, as Kira said, he would help me go through it. And there you can actually see, and this is one of the really important things when you are in a team. He's, giving me let's protect the Kang there. Now I am hitting for an awful lot there, so that's at least a sort of start. But I'm going to head towards the Kang now so we can protect it. Hopefully not drag too much with me. Now I'm using the Dralafi here, and she is upgraded a little bit from where she was before. I've upgraded the tactical consoles to Mark 14, the tachyokinetic converter to Mark 14, and I've also upgraded the bioneural infusion circuits to Mark 14. So, done a pretty decent upgrade. But now my job is just to help protect the Kang here. Grab well to try and suck everything back in. Yeah, get away from the Kang. Get in the hole. That's what you need to do. Yeah, check out the numbers. They're not very big numbers at that point, but that's because everything's impacting on the shield. So it's we're doing okay at the moment. In fact, this isn't my first attempt at an advance. My first attempt was actually an ISA that I attempted to pug, and it was a monumental failure. Basically no one did any damage and no one watched the gate, so I think that it lasted about 2 minutes. Tried to grab well the gate a couple of times, but that was about as far as we got. But this one seems to be a bit more, shall we say, it seems to be a little bit more coordinated. So it's myself and Kira who are watching the gate, and the other three are taking on the cubes around the station. Our job is basically to keep these birds of prey off the Kang. I suppose I should heal it at some point as well. That would probably be helpful. That was a bit of a waste of a grab well there. Shouldn't really use it on individual shit. I do have a plus threat module on me, so I'm actually hoping to try and pull some stuff off the Kang at this point. But you can see, alright, the guys have a lot more health, and I got myself into a little bit of trouble early on against the Borg. But actually not doing so horrendously at this point. And yeah, I love how that plasma fire is just critting me constantly. Nice. But what you'll see me trying to do, I am still learning the Drake build very much here. It looks like we've cleaned up around the Kang a little bit. You'll notice me trying to sync up my attack patterns and my beam array fire at wills as much as I possibly can. It looks like there's a grab well going on over there, so I'm just hanging back towards the Kang here, just making sure that everything's okay. Also, I am, I'm actually just making sure nothing's coming from the middle, but it doesn't look like it, so I'm going to cloak and head into this fight. Do the triple pop, decloak, and fire. And that just gives you a bit more of an advantage. And you can see the screen actually has too many, and I've grabbed weld everything again, so yeah, look at all that coming off it there. It's like the screen has nothing but numbers on it. You know when you're in an MMO when that happens, and there you see the that's the advantage that I kind of have with all the advantage I have with all the points I put into Grabwell is basically the fact that everything just gets sucked back in. It's seriously powerful. And I'll pop my photonic fleet here because I just want to knock these birds of prey and raptors down before anything gets too upsetting. Again, attack pattern Omega and beam away fire at will 3 going at the same time. I probably should try and sync that up with my energy weapons as well. My emergency power to weapons as well, but it's annoying enough syncing everything else up, so not too sure I can get that. And there's always going to be some kind of natural desync going on there. One thing I noticed about the damage is that while a beamboat like mine doesn't actually do humongous sort of spike DPS, it does do ridiculously consistent damage. In fact, if you looked at my graph for this, it pretty much was just a huge spike at the beginning, which pretty much everyone's DPS does, and then it dropped back down, but then it started just on a line heading back upwards again. So that's generally what a beamboat's going to do. A cannon escort or something like that usually is going to have like monstrous spikes that can be as much as sort of 300 or 400k DPS, but they're going to not last too long. Okay, Raptor down, and Natevar warships here. Oh look, my Grabwell's back online. So sensor scan them while they're all together, Grabwell will lot of them so they're not moving, pop beam array fire at will and attack Patton Omega. And with all of us here, that they're not going to last too long. And taking down the Natevar's faster than we took down Raptors and Bird of Preys, but I guess that's what happens when you have pretty much the whole fleet working together on this one. Just keeping them away from the Kang. Oh yeah, I'm not sure if that's one of my Aftershock Grabwells or just everyone has Grabwell. It's very possible. Grabwell's one of the... it's definitely one of the more useful abilities, and certainly for advanced when you've got to hold people off, you really should be using it as much as possible. Yeah, I forgot to decloak there. It's like note to self, Boomer. So, you know, watching this, I can certainly see, you know, where I'm screwing up. And where I can get things, you know, where I can certainly improve things. And here's the assimilated carrier, so just going to pop everything and start punching it really hard. And obviously I'm going to be the one who gets its attention because, wow, them some numbers. I'm the one who gets its attention because I've got the plus threat console on it. So I think I'm gonna have to get a minus threat console at some point, because while on normal it's quite funny face tanking everything, I don't think on elite it's not elite but advanced, I don't think it's a particularly clever idea. I think I should probably avoid it unless I'm in a ship that is properly tanky. And while the advanced destroyer can take a beating, it's not in the league of like a full-blown tank cruiser. So I'll just end up throwing out all my beam array fire at wills and doing things this way. Still looks like the assimilated carrier is going down. I probably should get a bit closer here to maximise my damage. That's one thing I definitely need to improve on, is my piloting. I need to stay as close as you possibly can to get as much damage out. Beams don't have as much drop off as cannons, but cannons you have to be like right in the ship's face. But there we go, GG. And just to prove where we are, there you go, the accolade first steps of the elite, showing that this is the first STF that I've cleared. And there's the combat log as well. So, and once again, my sort of theory from the last video is proven there, with me going 15k there, despite not really playing tremendously optimal and also not doing things perfectly. But I will say thank you very much to Kieran and the Sector 31 ANTKB fleet for having me along. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'll be doing a few more advanced queues, I think, in the future, because really there's no reason for me not to play them, I don't think. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. This is Boomer, and I'll see you next time.